In this video, I'll explore a variety of ways that we can use this collection of tools to construct a square that remains a square no matter how we drag its vertices. To start, let's use the compass tool. I'll tap the icon, and I see a preview of the circle that I'm about to construct. Notice that the center of the circle is glowing. That indicates that the center is ready to be placed. One way to place it is to drag it to where I'd like to go. Now notice that the point on the circumference of the circle is glowing. I can drag that as well, but it might be simpler simply to tap where I'd like it to go. And now my circle is complete. I can drag either point to change the size of the circle, or drag on the circumference itself to move the circle. Now I created a circle because I think it will be useful to construct multiple radii of the circle, which will all have the same length. And that will help get at least at one property of my square that I desire, which is to have sides that are equal in length. So let's begin by connecting these 2 points. I'll use the segment tool to connect them simply by tapping and tapping again. And here I have a radius of my circle that controls the size of the circle. To continue, I'm going to use the perpendicular line tool to construct a line perpendicular to this radius through the center of the circle. So I'll tap on the perpendicular tool, and this time I see a preview of a segment and a line that's perpendicular to that segment. Notice that the segment itself is glowing, not the endpoints. That means that I have the option of merely tapping anywhere in my sketch, and with one tap, I will place this segment. And what I'd like to actually do is to take this segment and merge it to the radius of my circle so they become one. So let's do that. Now that these two are merged, I only have to place this point, the point that determines the location of my perpendicular line. And I'm going to tap on the center of the circle to merge those together. So now I have a line through the center of my circle that is always perpendicular to this radius. To continue, how about we use the parallel line tool? Again, I see a segment that is glowing, and this time a point with a line through it that is parallel to the segment. And how about this time we make, well, let's again make this our merge to merge the glowing segment to the radius. And let's merge this glowing point to the intersection of the line and the circle. So right there. So now you can begin to see the outline of our square. We have these two sides which are equal in length because they're radii of the circle. And we're using parallel and or perpendicular lines to construct the 90 degrees that we need at each vertex. To conclude, how about we use perpendicular again? This time again, I'm going to choose this radius to merge my segment to, and let's have this glowing point pass through here. So now we can see our square, and we can drag to see that it looks like it stays a square. But I have some extra objects in my sketch, which I probably should at least hide. And before I do that, I'm going to use the segment tool to create a segment between this point and right here to create that remaining fourth vertex of my square. So now I'm going to tap on the visibility widget, and with that activated, I can select those objects in my web sketch that I would like to hide. So let's hide these lines. Notice they turn gray in anticipation of being hidden. And let's hide this circle as well. And when I tap this icon again, all of those objects are hidden. And it looks like I need to construct 2 more segments. I'm going to double tap on this icon to keep the tool active since I'm going to construct 2 segments. So that's 1. Here's the preview of my second segment. And that's 2. And I'm done. So I'll tap on X. If I like to, I can tap on the label tool, and with that active, I can add labels. I can change any of them if I like. And while it's not necessary, perhaps I also might want to do a little styling of my square by using the style widget. So here I am changing the colors to brown. And here's my first square. So let's see how else we might construct a square using some of the tools we haven't used yet, namely the rotate by 90 degrees and the reflect. So how about rotate? I'll tap on that and I see here I have a center point that's glowing and I have a point that is then rotated about the center by 90 degrees. And we connect these 2 points to our glowing center with segments. So we already have, if we use this tool, 2 sides of our square complete. So to actually implement this tool, I'll tap anywhere to place the center. Now this point is glowing. I can tap or drag to place it. And my tool is complete, and I have here 2 segments that are equal in length with a 90-degree angle formed here. So now I've done a rotation by 90. So I could do more rotations, and that would be a totally great way of doing this. But just to show you, I will instead use the reflect tool here. And this shows a preview of a reflection, specifically this point, which is glowing, that will get reflected across this line. And here is the reflection of that point. So at this point, I'm going to merge right here to the center of what was my rotation. And now I have this line which is glowing. And if I had a straight object connecting these 2 points, I could simply tap to merge them. At the moment I don't. So I don't have to actually merge this line. I can instead merge this point here, and now the other point is glowing, so I can merge that point here. And now I see the reflection of this point, and I can use the segment tool to connect these points together, and that will produce my square. Just to show you what I was talking about in terms of merging, if I back up a step and I create a segment between these 2 points first, if I now use my reflect tool and I merge this glowing point here as I did before, I can now merge this glowing mirror line to this segment, and here I have the reflection. So here are just several ways to construct a square using the collection of tools that we provided for you.